The ball's moving? Is he just got some really good looks? And what does that mean when he's making threes like that?
Nobody's going to guard him at the three-point line. So he's going to be open every game, and he works hard on his three-point shot. And tonight, obviously, it was falling. He had a great game at both ends. He's been playing at a really high level for weeks now, and it's exciting to see.
You were saying before the game that he would sort of help Jimmy with orchestrating the offense. Mm-hmm. It looked like almost the other way around at times, where Jimmy was feeding Gary for buckets.
Right.
Is that just a different dimension, or is that just a one-off? And what do you think of that?
Well, again, everyone's going to guard Gary the same way. They're going to sit off of him and sit in the paint or double Steph, and so he's going to be open from the three-point line every game. And so tonight, we had him handling the ball quite a bit to initiate the offense, and then he would receive it on the back end because they were overplaying everybody else. So it was just a product of their defense.
Steve, how fun was it to see Butler do a little bit of everything and even offensive rebounds and just creating and the ball moved well, a lot of balance on the score sheet.
Great basketball player. I mean, just he does everything. He does everything well. He sees the game. He's strong. Loves to pass. The game just flows when he's out there, and he feels it. Whatever the game calls for, Jimmy brings. And he's the main reason that things have turned for us. I mean, he's one of the best players in the league, and he makes everybody else around him better.
Do you have an issue with him taking that shot?
With what?
An issue with him taking that shot late? I think you guys were up big, and he took that shot. Looked like you might have had some words with him after.
With who?
With Jimmy.
I had
a late
words
jump
with
shot. I don't know. I saw you talking to him right after the game.
Oh no! I told him we don't do shot clock violations. So if there's a shot clock differential, we always shoot. So at the end of the game, he caught it and he looked at me and I said, "Shoot." He said, "Okay," and he shot it. And some teams take the turnover. I just don't believe that you should ever take a turnover, and I don't think anybody should be offended if you take a shot if there's time on the shot clock. If the shot clock's off, then you run out.
Your overall performance tonight?
Just finding the ball. I mean, finally make some shots. But just reading the defense, read, react, playing off the head of snakes, which is Steph, Jimmy. The ball was popping today. We didn't the ball didn't pop as much as we wanted to in Detroit, and Steve came in and make emphasis of just making that ball pop again. I think everybody did a good job of just moving the ball and just finding the right guy open and just read, react offense that we have.
As part of that, you had a season-high 7 assists, too. I mean, when you have, the collection of the ball moving like that, what does it do for everybody outside of just Steph and Jimmy?
I mean, you get guys like Gary, he plays his role at an all-star. I mean, at an elite level, at a high level. He's an all-star in his role, as I'm trying to say. He's a 6'2", big man that rolls like anybody, 99 percentile. But just playing off each other, and just read and react and try not to turn with the ball. And we didn't do a good job. I didn't do a good job of securing the ball today, but thank God we had the win.
Buddy, what does Jimmy's presence on both ends mean? I mean, just in terms of how you guys are rebounding, how you're pushing the ball, creating, and he's doing a little bit of everything, and it's opening up so many different guys. You look at your three-point shooting tonight. 51.2%, and a bunch of guys had multiple threes.
He's just a connector on both ends. He knows how to win. He knows how to play. He's aggressive on defense. He's a guy that's seen multiple schemes, and he's just the forces that we need on both ends. And he knows how to settle us down when we need a bucket to get us settled down and get in the free throw line. And he just, like I said, he's a great connector on both ends, and that's why he's here. Getting to the free throw line, talking on defense, making the right play, where there's a steal or getting a stop, or sometimes he'll be everywhere. And he's, like I say, he's just that energizer bunny on both ends. And sometimes when we need a bucket, we know how to put the ball in his hands, and he make the right read, the right play, or get to the foul line. He's, like I say, he's a connector. He connects the game really well.
How much do you look at the standings, and do you guys talk about that like as a group?
Yeah, we all do that. We all do. And if they say they don't, they lie. I think I check it every day by the second, see who's playing, hope the team ahead doesn't lose. But this is the fun thing with the NBA, man, is everything happens so quickly, and it can be a quick change, but we just got to keep controlling what we control every day, and which is the next game, and try to get a W.
You guys kind of had this goal of the 6th seed. Is there a higher goal now, or is it just take it one game at a time and keep seeing what the standings are showing you guys?
Perhaps.
Fair.
You gotta go for it, but just staying humble each and every day. Just control what we control, which is the next game, which is Sacramento, and try to get that one. And if we can take it game by game, and when it comes down, and we have a chance to get above the 6th seed, we're gonna go for it for sure.
But it kind of feels as if it's been 2 seasons in 1 year, right? Where the first half of the season was one way, but then the second half of the season totally different.
Yeah.
But does it feel like that personally for you, being that this is your first season and only season with the Warriors? Did you feel different the first half of the season compared to the feeling that you have with your teammates on this side of the break?
No disrespect to everybody who's been there, like Wiggs and Kyle and Melt and Lindy. I feel like we had it clicking earlier, but then after that, things, I think, woke up the league again, and then we just hit a wall. We couldn't turn it over. We just win one, lose two, win one, lose two. We couldn't find get back to that flow. And then after that, I think when Jimmy came here, we missed those guys that we had. I think Jimmy came in and settled us back in, putting that championship, that winning mindset that he's always known for, and the greatness of Steph and Draymond, connecting with him. I think he just settles us down, and he's closed a lot of games for us, and you see why he's here. He brings a new spark on both ends. He connects both ends well, and playing with a guy like Draymond and Steph, they know how to defer, and then when Steph knows how to take over, he takes over. And Jimmy's a guy that he would take over, but he's a pass-first guy, and he's made the right read, and he lets everybody be themselves. And when it's time to get the ball, enough times he tell me, give me the ball. And so when it's time to take over, he knows what to do. And Steph and Draymond let him do that, and he does let Steph do his thing too. So and Draymond just a connector. He just figures the game out. He's that quarterback just making the right reads on offense and defense. So and guys like me, BP, Moses, the Gees of the world, and Loon, we just got to come in and do our job at a high level and just make the right read, the defensive play, or the right shot, and trust those guys to take us to the promised land.
Hey, buddy, 20 points on 10 shots, super efficient night. How important are the first few shots in order to have a good night, all 4 quarters?
The first 2 shots are always good because then after that, you feel good about yourself, but sometimes it don't work like that. Sometimes in the games, when the game doesn't flow the right way, and you can get on the back end in the 3rd quarter or late 2nd quarter or maybe 4th quarter, you just got to stay locked in and let the game come to you. But being a shooter is hard, though, because you're always chasing it.
Moses, before the game, Steve talked about how Jimmy kind of frees you up a little bit, like a lot of guys, but that you can do the stuff that you do. What does he free you up to do? How different has it been for you playing with Jimmy Butler?
It's a lot easier playing with Jimmy Butler. For one, he causes so much attention, so a lot of times my guy is looking at him on defense a lot, and then he's just always making the right play, always on the lookout. So he frees up a lot of open shots. That's one thing that he does, for sure.
It looks. Have you been even more aggressive defensively? Can he have affected that, or is it something that you've decided? I'm just going to be physical. I'm going to be on the ball. I'm going to be knocking the ball loose. It just seems like that is something you've turned up the last few weeks.
Yeah, I'll give Stack a lot of credit for that. We've been talking about it, some movement things like working on stance and the easiest way to move laterally and pick up point and how that affects the defender and what options they can and can't do from that far. So we've kind of been going back and forth with that. So I'll credit him with that.
You went 5 for 5 inside the arc tonight. Just how much do you feel like you've grown just finishing in the paint at the rim?
I think a lot of it is selection. You talk about shot selection from the 3, but in the paint, that's a good one too. Just getting in there, seeing when you got a good chance to get a finish, when you don't, knowing that you've made the defense collapse and find an open man. So I think that's going to make you more efficient, but also helps you find the best ones.
Not specifically about the game, but more so about kind of like what Jimmy Butler has been able to do for you guys. To follow up on what he said, GP2 said he brings like Erykah Badu vibes with the candles and everything like that. With that being said, what has he changed off the court with the connectivity? Because it does seem like everybody is eating right now out there when it comes to just finding the open man, the best shot from whoever is available. GP2, a great example of that tonight. Is that because of Jimmy, or is it just because everybody is just on a different headspace now than they have been in the last, I'd say, 2 seasons, since I've been 2 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, he affects winning, and winning affects everything else. So, you know, when we're playing good, it's a lot easier to be cool off the court. But, I mean, he is who he is. He has a big presence. You know, he's authentic to himself. So he does do the candles, different type of music, however you're feeling, whatever it is. So, yeah, he definitely has a presence in the locker room. And just that, like, he a real dude. So, you know, real dudes is contagious, and that's a cool thing to be around all the time. So I think that might be some of that. Erykah Badu, she's pretty real, too.
Moses. Gary had 26 tonight. Should he frame that score? That block score?
You know, GP, he did his thing tonight. He knocked down shots. You know, we used to see him on the defensive side of the ball, but today he was bringing it up, shooting threes. I told him let's drop a pin down or something, get him another look. But it's cool to see he can handle the ball, and that's just a prime example too of somebody that plays, that does his job. When he does what he has to do, he has to defend, hit open shots. He knocked him down tonight, but he can also bring the ball up. I said in an interview earlier, saying like when I was in summer league, he was my point guard. Me and JK, he was the point guard all summer league, and then in Oregon State. But just that's a skill that he has in his bag for whenever he needs it. But being able to pull it out and showcase it tonight was cool.
Every day, too many hours out of the day.
You're coming on it.
Jimmy, you guys